Hey guys, what is going on? Nick here with Gear Nut. So I get asked the question, and the question is, what multi-tool would I recommend for your average Joe? For me, for the average person. And the average person is not a mechanic. The average person is not somebody that requires your extensive set of tools to do their daily functions. Your average person is somebody that doesn't require hardly any tools at all to get through their day. Maybe a cell phone and their keys and a wallet. That's probably your average person. So what would I recommend for them to carry on them for a multi-tool to save the day? Basically, keep them from running to the garage or their basement or their car or the toolbox. Help them out. So at first I started out with the Leatherman Surge. The Leatherman Surge fails at a couple key points for the average person. One, it's like $120. That's a little pricey. Two, it's huge. Most people are not going to put this in their pocket, and they're not going to put a pocket clip on it. They're going to try to belt carry this. And the belt carrying sheath they sell with this is okay, but it's big, it gets caught on things, the snap comes open, it gets chewed up in a couple months, people are looking to replace it. So most people aren't going to carry a Leatherman Surge. There are a very select few that will actually carry a Leatherman Surge on them, and those people are pretty freaking awesome because I can't belt carry this. It's just too big. So, and most people that I've recommended tools and went and bought tools, they did say the Leatherman Surge was too big. The other downside is the bit exchanger. It's really nice to have a dedicated bit exchanger on here and be able to change bits out, or blades, I guess. It's not really it's a blade exchanger. But the downside on this is you actually have to carry your file separately, and most people put this in their wallet or lose it, and then they only have their saw, or they forget they actually have that in their wallet. So that's another downside. Some of these other tools have almost the same exact set of tools that you're going to need at a lower price point. So the Leatherman Surge was out. Then we went over to the Leatherman Super Tool 300. The downside on this, it's big. It's not that expensive. $69, $70, somewhere around there. You can pick them up. Sometimes for $50 if you get a really screaming deal. It's got nice replaceable cutters. Most people don't need the replaceable cutters. If you're going to abuse your tool and not really take care of it, Leatherman usually will fix that under the warranty program they have, a 25-year warranty. So replaceable cutters for the average person, not really a big deal. Downside is there's no eyeglass screwdriver and no set of scissors on here. It has an awl, but most people don't need an awl during their everyday life. I thought I did, I didn't. Most people I know don't. So the Super Tool 300 was out because of the size and the lack of tools that most people are going to need, or most people are going to get asked for. So that's out. Then we went over to my favorite. Went over to the Leatherman Charge TTI. This is a freaking awesome, totally awesome tool. It does a lot of the things, and it does them well. It's a very nice tool. The downside to this is the price point. $169, $170, $130. It fluctuates from time to time. But the point is, it's too expensive for your average person. Your average person isn't going to have that much money. And if they do have that much money, they're going to have a hard time coughing it up because they don't know basically the usability of this tool. So the Leatherman Charge was out because of the price point, not because of features or weight or comfortability or bang for your buck. Well, actually, the bang for your buck really does kind of take this tool out of everybody's reach because it's too expensive. It's nice, just kind of a little bit in the Ferrari land for some people. The tool that I would recommend is the Leatherman Wave, not the Leatherman Rebar, because the Leatherman Rebar is like the Super Tool 300. It doesn't have some of the tools you're going to need, scissors and an eyeglass screwdriver. So the best part about this tool, there's several best parts, but let me show you. You can access the knife blade from the outside, a plain edge, or a serrated edge. The tools lock, and you can put them away. Now you have a saw, which is really sticky. I don't know what my wife's been cutting. Yeah, my wife actually confiscated this tool from me, forcing me to get a Leatherman Charge. But anyhow, it's got a saw, It's got a file, and the file has a diamond side on it. It has a nice coarse metal metal file on the back of it. Really nice. That locks out as well as the saw. All these tools on this lock except for the pliers. The pliers do get exposed, but they do not lock, as you can see. So, is that an issue? I haven't had an issue with that. A couple of the downsides on this tool: you don't get replaceable wire cutters. But most of you aren't going to require that. Most of you aren't going to damage this because you're not going to use it for anything more than cutting coat hanger wires, paper clips, and some speaker wire. That's most of the stuff. Some people use this to cut zip ties, and it works. So the pliers are very useful. They don't have a gap up here for the crimper like the Charge, but most people don't need the crimper. This is a very, very basic tool, in my opinion, for the average Joe. So you do have a nice little bit exchanger right here. It's got 2D bits, as some people call them. So it's got a flathead, and it's got a Phillips over here, and you can buy a bit kit and extend the usability of this tool out farther. And I have 2 bit kits, and I have 2 charges. So what's that tell you? I absolutely love them. So it's a really nice thing. The Wave has the same feature. It's got a can opener, and yes, you can open beer bottles with it. Most of you people are going to use it for that. Some people will actually use this to poke holes in cans and dump tomato juice out into your beer. Yeah, it does that too. It also does open cans. Not as fast as some of your other can openers, but it will work in a pinch. You know, if your can opener breaks like ours did, I actually had to open cans with this. And let's just say I went and bought a can opener next paycheck. That's because this works, it's just not that easy. So it does have a little electrical wire stripper down here. Most of you might, actually some of you might actually use that to strip some speaker wire, putting in some aftermarket speakers, or to, you know, say your kids cut your speaker wire and you're going to strip them and put them back in the back of your receiver again. That's probably what you're going to use it for. Now over to the scissors. These are a little pair of scissors, but they're nice for cutting little baby zip ties on some of your products you buy, or taking and cutting some of those little strands off of your clothing so your clothing doesn't get caught and unravel when you play with it. Or if you're just going to snip off a little piece of something that is on your children's clothing. You're not going to want to take a knife to that. People are going to look at you like you're crazy. So scissors are a very valuable and underestimated tool in everyday life. You know, how many times have you been asked for a pair of scissors? Or how many times have you asked for a pair of scissors? Stuff that you're going to use. The other thing that is one of the biggest selling points is it has a eyeglass exchanger on here. So if you break or damage this little tiny eyeglass screwdriver, it's got a Phillips on it and it's got a flathead. If you break or damage that, you can buy and put a new one in here. You don't have to send it in. You can buy extras of these. If you are like me and you use this to reset buttons, you use it to get little things out of little crevices, you know. You have to dig or push something out of a hole, you know, a screw stuck or something like that. That's what I use it for. I use it for everything except for its intended purpose. And then I use it for its intended purpose. So, I mean, I've saved the day several times with this eyeglass screwdriver. It's something that I highly recommend people carry if they can at all times. Because of sunglasses, the screws coming out of those, I've fixed several pairs of actual seeing glasses and reading glasses for people. It's just a very useful tool. You will use this more than you probably know. Some people may never use it, but from my experience, highly used. Just look at the wear. This one's on my wife's though, and she has fixed her own glasses with that. It's got a nice medium-sized flathead on here, and I pretty much just use this for adjusting gun sights at the range, or big flathead screws, or prying on things. As you guys can see, I do have a little bit of pry marks on there. So, but for the average Joe, this is going to be a fantastic tool. So, some disclaimers. If you are a person that loses things, you can't keep track of your keys, your house, your wife, your car, your everything. If you can't keep track of anything, you keep losing stuff, you're probably not going to want to buy a Leatherman, because you're going to feel absolutely sick when you lose this thing. And somebody, when they find it, they're going to be totally ecstatic and, whoa, I found a Leatherman, haha, sucks to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. So if you guys are going to lose stuff, you're going to want to go with something cheaper that has some of these same tools on it that will get you through your day. So this is my opinion, but after seeing how many people I've recommended buy this tool and how many of them are just totally happy with it and they wish they bought it years ago, I'm very comfortable in saying the Leatherman Wave is the way to go for your average person. So if you guys like this video, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, give me a thumbs up, hit it up in the comment section below. If you're a viewer, go down to that comment section, because I bet you there's going to be some arguments, and it's going to be entertaining, probably more entertaining than this video. But that is my recommendation for your average person. If you guys like these videos, give me a thumbs up. I will check you later.